What's up, everybody? And this is Retro, Outside the Box. What's up, everybody? And this is Retro Road. This is Duke the Duke, guys, coming at you. And it is a new year full of new opportunities and just new things all around. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about last year's review. We're going to give you a lowdown, a come around of all the good and the bad and the ugly of 2014. So this is our 2014 top 10, good and the bad. We're going to start off today with the bad. We're going to come off with it with the negative so we can end on a positive note. Go ahead with your bad, brother.
Man, my first bad is probably going to have to be simply Transformers 4. It was just, it lacked
everything.
Yeah. I mean, and not just lag, it just added Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark. He's a great actor, you know, and he's perfect for so many roles. But for a robotic engineer, it's not you. It doesn't fit him. I mean, you can't put glasses on Marky Mark and
suddenly the
They went for the Superman.
First off, I find that kind of insulting. We put glasses on and he looks smart.
Yeah. So. But they threw some glass on him, even though it was like biceps are busting out of his shirt, and they're like, yeah, he's a robotic.
Because someone in that much shape, eyes are horrible.
And it was just, I don't know.
And he only needed them when he was reading something.
Yeah, and just the movie in itself just didn't work. Didn't work. Yeah.
Didn't work. Number 4.
Man, my number 4 is Into the Woods from Disney.
Now, I never watched it. I don't even know what this movie's about.
Yeah, me and my lady, we went to go see that, and it was basically a combination of a lot of different Disney's classic movies, from Jack and the Beanstalk to Cinderella. It's got a whole bunch of different ones in there, but one thing I was not expecting, I was expecting just like a flat-out movie story. It was a musical, so I was not expecting that. But so you get in, and and it wasn't completely terrible. It had a lot of references towards the original like Grimm's fairy tales, so it had its few moments here and there. But overall, it was, I'm gonna have to rank it low. Like, I mean, the singing in it, like for what it was, a musical. Okay, I can understand. So I'll give it like a high score for it being a musical, but for being something I want to go out and see, no. Number 3 for me has to do with the fan fest that we went to earlier this year with David Ramsey was there. And this is probably my fault. I took too long to go get it, but I was looking all over the place for a Green Arrow 24.
Here's what's sad. The very first day we went, they were everywhere.
Oh yeah,
they were everywhere.
And I had searched everywhere, and I even mentioned to Retro Rogue here, like back in October, like I gotta get this comic. David Ramsey's gonna be there. I'm getting this comic, and I just kept procrastinating. Never happened. So I missed out on that.
But you still got a great autograph.
I did. If I couldn't get the first issue, the first appearance of Diggle, I'm glad I got the 0 issue. That one I'm happy with. My number 2, I know it's also on the Retro Rogues worst of 2014, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just for me personally, the Turtles itself, they were awesome. Megan Fox, Stop acting, please. That's all we can have. That was Ninja Turtles, basically, what I was thinking the whole time. Turtles, you're great. Megan Fox, stop. Go do something else.
Stay on the corner. You'd be more effective.
Yeah. And my number 1 is actually from the Phoenix Comic-Con this year. Is actually missing it, but I was out of town in California, but I did miss Stan Lee, and that was probably my worst moment of 2014 was missing that. Honorable mention for me is going to have to be missing Neil Adams over at FanFest. pieces signed with him and got a photo with him. And
he
then
took the photo. He took 2 photos actually.
And we went back the next day to FanFest, and he bumped up his prices. And unfortunately, I had already spent more money than I should have, and missed out on that one. So hopefully, at one of the next cons, Neil, I'll see you. Get a nice signature and a photo with you.
Well, the Retro's number 5 worst. Also on your list, Transformers, number 5. It shares the same number with you. Man, just stop.
Yeah,
Just stop, man.
that works.
It's like, it is literally beating a dead horse. It's one of the oldest things in this country, and Transformers is like the epitome of that. You're beating a dead horse, dude. The first one was brilliant. The second one was, the third one was I just wanted to choke you, and this one I just wanted to slam your face repeatedly into the damn table. Michael Bay, stop making movies. Just moving on, because I can't stay on this, so you know the Retro will just ramble on. Number 4, also on your list, it made it to your number 2, is my number 4, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. Michael Bay, stop, man. Stop! And and it has been suggested that, you can't blame Michael Bay because he just produced the movie, then stop producing movies. If you think it's a good idea, guess what, it ain't. There it is. I love the Turtles. They were awesome when they were being Turtles. I love Master Splinter. He was awesome when he was being Master Splinter. Even though he's not a Roku Saki. Amano Yoshi, sorry. There's no Amano Yoshi. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Without Amano Yoshi, the feud between Shredder and Splinter is pointless. Again, I'm done. That's it. Number 4. Okay. This will go on forever. Number 3. And this is one for me. My boy here doesn't watch the show, but it was the series finale of True Blood. I was so disappointed. I wanted it to be more awesome. I mean, it was not bad. The season was good. And if I'm going to be absolutely honest, I have not watched the very last episode because I don't want it to be over. Is that sad? So I haven't even got to the climax yet. And those of us who watch True Blood, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm just disappointed. I thought they at least had maybe 1 or 2 more seasons of it. Game of Thrones. But that's who I blame. My number 2, Marvel's freaking experience. As a lot of people know, the Marvel experience is a new kind of interactive. I'll talk to you straight what it is, man. So it's like an interactive museum.
There you go.
Marvel stuff. It has a whole lot of stuff that they had planned on doing. Phoenix was the inaugural kind of flagship. First time they ever tried it. We was I like to call it, we were the beta testers of the Marvel experience. And it was a horrible beta test. I mean, just nothing worked. And I think, honestly, give it 6 months, man, of actually getting out there. I think by the time they get to Cali, they'll have a lot of stuff.
It's got the potential.
Yeah, so, I mean, it has potential to be awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it come back around after it's been out there doing its thing for a little bit, just to see how they fix a lot of the problems. But I'm sorry it had to go on my worst. Just had to. My number 1, I just want to get through this real quick, is super personal to me. It has nothing to do with pop culture or comics or anything, but the Retro Rogue lost his baby sister this year. And I was sitting there, and it's been a great year for comic geeks and stuff, and it has been a great year for, just the lovers of pop culture, but when doing a worst of 2014, I could not put that for my number one. Latasha, Nicole, you will be missed. I love you. But with that being said, let's move on to some positive stuff. Because 2014 was a great year.
It really was.
It was. We here at Retro Outside the Box, our mantra, our little slogan, if you will, is it's the age of the geek. We rule the world. But this year really felt that way to me.
It did. It was a great year.
It
really was.
So I'll tell you what. We'll start out. I'll do my number 5, then you do your number 5. We'll go back and forth.
Cool.
Get through it real quick. My number 5, Phoenix Fan Fest.
Sounds good.
I got to meet Neil Adams. Neil Adams! Not only that, I got to meet him, shake his hand, talk to him briefly. I got 2 signed pieces. One was a classic issue of Batman Black and White with a Neil Adams art and story. The first time I actually heard of the story, it was on Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith, and he did an interview with Neil Adams, and they talked about that particular issue, and I was like, I gotta have that issue, and I found it, and then I got the man beside it. What the hell out of here? And on top of that, he also has done a personal sketch of Robin Lord Taylor from Gotham, who everybody knows is my favorite character on the show right now. He plays Oswald Cobblepot, aka Penguin. Got that signed. And
That's a good piece.
that was a highlight. That was a hell of a way to end the year.
That was. FanFest just in itself was. I'm glad that was in December.
It was not.
Man, my number 5 is going to be the Sons of Anarchy. Not the season, but the series finale. As a whole, Sons of Anarchy is now over, guys. After many seasons, it's finally ended. Spoiler alert right now. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and fast forward real fast. Of course, it had to end. It was based off a lot of the story of Hamlet, guys. So Jax Teller, unfortunately, had to pass. But that whole series in a whole was great, guys. Anyone who hasn't seen it, for a lot of the comic nerds, guys, it's a great series. You don't even have to be into motorcycles or anything. It's just a great story in and of itself. So guys, go check it out. Number 4, Retro Road.
Number 4, man. Honestly, I have to. It's gonna sound weird because my number 4 isn't really anything that happened in 2014. It just actually recently happened here in 2015, and that was the announcement of the premiere date for Agent Carter. Marvel's Agent Carter. I loved her in the TV show. Haley Atwell plays Peggy Carter. She's reprising the role from the movie. They got Edwin Jarvis, the actual Jarvis.
That's nice to see.
You know,
I'm glad to have
so
that.
like the living embodiment of Tony's AI from the movie. So I mean, that's pretty cool. That was. Just made me excited for the year of 2015 because it was the first real thing coming back. Only because I mean you had Gotham's picking back up, but Agent Carter is the first real new TV series.
Yeah, it really had a nice kickstart to it. Yeah. My number 4. I know a lot of people were kind of half and half on this. Either you loved it or you just didn't care for it. Was Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I'm an Amazing Spider. First off, I like the Amazing Spider-Man series. Yeah. I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I love that it has more to do with the actual origins and the true nature of the 616 Spider-Man universe. I can't find fault in that movie, dude.
I really love it. And when I think back to the last Spider-Man series, to Tobey Maguire, just Andrew Garfield, he is the face of Peter Parker. That is.
So you saying that?
That's how I can see it. Yeah, and it really works for me. That was probably one of the movies I was most excited to see this year. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Hopefully we get to see number 3, depending on whatever Marvel Sony gets to figure out. So that was my number 4. Number 3.
Number 3. Is it any question? The Arrow Flash crossover. It was like, man, that was. I have been waiting for. First off, I didn't even know I was waiting for it, but I've been waiting for it all year. Okay. When it was, from the time before it was announced to when it was announced to after it was announced to the time it went on, I think I watched that damn crossover 4 times. That's 8 hours of TV. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. It was so well written. It really was well done,
and it was so well done to where you couldn't even pick your mine was the Flash episode, mine was Arrow. They were just so.
This is coming from a dude who was so stubborn about watching Arrow.
And now it's like, I have to say, but Arrow, I think you have the one up on Flash.
But they both ended well. The crossovers was nice, but yeah, that was my number 3 best.
My number 3 was the Retro Rogue here actually helped a lot with this. Growing up, I'd always just been in a lot into Marvel Comics, a lot of the X-Men guys, a lot of the X-Men, Avengers a bit, but never really DC, never really got into them, or even really liked them, or cared for them that much. This year, I can finally say I love Batman. Even after the Dark Knight trilogy, I just wasn't a fan. I didn't understand what the big deal was with Batman. And so my number 3, the Retro Rogue introduced me to the Dark Knight Returns.
Frank Miller.
Yep. And it was like, for lack of a better word, like phenomenal.
It was like awakening for the first time.
And it really makes you realize what Batman's all about, you know. And it really opened up a whole new door. I mean, not just for Batman, but of all of DC. And so I'm happy to say, I mean, I'm glad I saw it.
You realize there's good writing in DC.
There really is, yeah. So I'm glad I read that. Back to you.
Number 2. My number 2, I picked this movie because, well, everything about the movie is awesome.
Especially when we're part of a team, right?
Yes. The Lego movie, my friend. Oh, God, dude. First off, it has the most infectious song on the face of the planet. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that awesome, but it is. Everything about that flick, man. I mean, you have Will Arnett as Batman, who was hilarious. You have Will Ferrell as Lord Business and the dad in the flick. Yeah, Chris Pratt playing the voice of Emmett. So, I mean, star-studded cast.
Oh, yeah.
Star-studded cast. Morgan Freeman as Richard.
Yep.
But I love that flick. It was just, I own it. I own it. I bought it the day it came out. And I can't wait for part 2. I can't wait for part 2. So, back then.
Man, my number 2 was another discovery as far as comics go. This year, other than The Dark Knight Returns, one that I'm happy that I have discovered that's been out for a while. We met the creator, did an interview with him, Brian Polito, and the discovery of Lady Death for me. It's just refreshing, guys. It really is. To see a story that just captures you and makes you want to read, just makes you want to keep flipping the page. And the art is just, it takes me back to when I first started reading comics. And it's just refreshing. It really is. To see something that's been out for decades, but it's new to me and it's refreshing. Guys, go check it out. It's really great.
Check out the interview. It's on our YouTube page. So yeah, man. I mean, it's great.
It really is.
Great
I'm
video,
so glad
great dude. Yeah. Great comic. My number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we all know it is Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Pratt, David Bautista, Zoe Saldana. Van Diesel, and Bradley Cooper. Who you damn near forget that he is Bradley Cooper. He is Rocket the Raccoon.
Oh yeah, like it's so.
The movie is
you
just,
can even close your eyes and you just don't picture Bradley Cooper.
which we did a review on Guardians of the Galaxy, so please check that out. But yeah, that was my number one. Honorable mentions, I have to say, is the announcement of both Black Panther and Deadpool. But I also want to give a shout out to my girl Maria and her homie who did this awesome shirt makeup, Stay Strong, in several different languages for cancer awareness. That's why I'm supporting it. Giving my shout outs to my peeps. But yeah, that's my number one pick, Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved it. It was great.
Man, my number one was another Marvel movie, Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. That one was just truly the homage for everything I had hoped for in a Captain America movie. And it just, the first one, I can understand it was an origin movie, it had to get things going. And then in Avengers, it just, you had all your heroes, and it just seemed to me like Captain was just lacking. He wasn't up to par to what I was hoping. And
but Captain America 2 was almost like an Avengers movie where Captain America got to shine. Yeah,
and it was almost like his rebirth into, I don't know, almost like a step up. He had been trained by S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point. He was out doing missions for Fury. It was just, I don't know, it was the Captain America that you knew from the comics, you know?
We got to see him coming through.
Yeah, and it was just, man, that movie was just phenomenal.
Not to mention the special effects. That whole flick was just phenomenal.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, down to the choreographs with the hand-to-hand with the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier, for Christ's sake, looked like they ripped him straight from the fucking comic.
Oh my god. They could not have found a better actor.
Oh my god. That was great.
It was. My honorable mention was my first hero crate. That was really awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah, with the hero being Captain America. Yeah. And the other honorable mention I'll give is meeting and shaking hands with David Ramsey.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I got to meet and shake his hands too. I didn't get the autograph, but I wrote his pigtails. Like, hey, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, that was awesome.
He was a cool dude, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I wasn't able to find the first appearance of Diggle,
But you got to shake Diggle's hand.
I did, and I was able to find the Zero issue of the New 52 Green Arrow, so that was awesome.
Connor Hall.
Yeah. So that was probably, man, I was just, I don't know.
But that's going to do it for us today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great 2015. Let us, give us some thoughts on what your favorite and what your least favorite moments of 2014 was. And this is Retro Roll.
This is Luke the Duke guys signing out.
Remember, man, it's the age of the geek.
We rule the world.
Hey.